Is Nadia herself. Good morning.
Morning.
And great to have you in studio, Nadia. First of all, how have you been?
Have been great.
Before you tell us about your new song.
Yes,
what have you been up to?
Been making a lot of music, more music. I'm working on my EP, my album. So I've been really working on my music.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you had gone quiet for a bit of time and you came up with rahisi.
Rahisi.
Is rahisi, because I hear you talking about a number of challenges that possibly artists and musicians face. Is this a true your story, or is it a story that you just put together?
It's my story and also other artists' stories. I felt like most of the time artists, we write about the challenges we've been through in families and in our day-to-day lives, and then we don't talk about behind the scenes of making the music. So I felt like it was high time that someone talked about that.
Brought that up.
Yeah.
So tell me, what has been your journey? What are some of the challenges, the main challenges that you've gone through as a musician?
Yeah, first of all is finances. Money is such a big challenge, especially that I'm in school, trying to get side hustle, so that I can pay for my audios and pay for my videos. So I think the main challenge is finances and also airplay. But airplay narrows down when you're doing something quality, people are going to start appreciating and you're going to get the airplay. But then with time, but that takes a lot of time. So I think...
And I guess it's catch-22 in a way, because that quality you're talking about that is demanded by the stations for airplay is something that will cost.
Yeah.
And I think in Kenya, we definitely are not cheap when it comes to production.
Yes.
So how have you managed to fund your musical career?
First of all, I do live gigs. So it's easier to get shows when you're doing live music. You're invited to hotels, invited to, let's say, weddings and graduation and stuff like that. So you're able to gather like 10 Gs, 20,000 shillings, and that can cater for the audio. Then with the little savings also from the shows and the live gigs, you can also do your video. So I think it's
And what's the response now from, because on your song you've also talked about, being on TV and radio, rahisi. What's your experience of trying to, because I mean, without airplay, people don't even know you exist. You can do a very good song, but as long as it's not played, then it's basically not that good because nobody knows it's there. Yeah,
for me, I believe for someone to get airplay, at the end of the day, it's a process, it's a journey, but also you need a team behind you. So at the end of the day, you may do, they say two heads are better than one. When you're trying to take your music yourself to the stations, they're not going to receive you seriously because music is a business. So when you get a team, it's easier to get the airplay because they're going to negotiate for you, they're going to look for the people who are involved. So for me, it's easier that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how have you managed to balance your, because I know you're doing finance.
Yeah.
Have you managed to balance your education and coming up with music? Because really doing a song or becoming a musician, it's a full-time job.
Yeah, it's a full-time
for you to
job.
write, to record, to record video,
yeah.
It's definitely time-taking. So have you managed to balance that?
For me, we live in campus. There's a lot of free time. Most of the time I have classes from Monday to Thursday. Then throughout the weekend, from Friday, Saturday and Sunday, I do live gigs. I look for the money for the audio. I go record, I go shoot a video, I do gigs. Most of the time my gigs are over the weekend. So for me, it's not like it's a much of a hassle. Yeah, so yeah.
Okay, and maybe your advice to artists out there who are possibly in your dilemma where they feel that I have to fulfill a duty to study or maybe to do something, but at the same time their passion is in music.
Is in music. For me, I always tell myself also priorities is very important. Having priorities is everything. My priorities, first of all, is finishing my education, because at the end of the day, education is everything. But also, it's never too early or too late to start music. You have to try to juggle and have your schedule well planned out so that you can be able to juggle between the two. So it's not much of a hassle, so you can still do it.
And as we get closer to the end of this interview, one challenge I normally put out to artists, tell us something that people don't know about Nadia.
People don't know, ma'am. I started out as a radio presenter, actually. I used to host a campus, campus show. Yeah, I used to host.
What was the show about?
It was about music. It was a musical show. It was a hip-hop show. That's the weird part. I'm also very creative with hairstyles and stuff like that.
Evidently.
I make my own.
I was going to ask whether it's natural, but I was told never to ask that. So I'll skip that just in case. But to me, it looks like it's natural. But anyway, you're creative as well.
Yeah, I'm very creative. I'm a creative person. I'd say that I like writing. I like to do stuff with my hair and stuff like that. So I'm a very creative person.
And where do you see yourself in another possibly 5 years? What's the future for Nadia?
The future, having a very big, stable brand in the next 5 years. Because right now I'm signed. I'm in a very good management that's really doing some great stuff. So in 5 years, I'll be having a very stable and a big brand by God's grace.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And well, it's almost time for us to wind up. Another challenge that I'm going to give you is just to, I don't know, I know you've done several songs.
Yeah.
And sometimes we get this notion, especially we who are not musicians, we think, oh man, they can't sing when they're not in studio or the instruments are not playing. So the challenge is for you to give me your best chorus with no music, no accompaniment. I want to hear your voice.
Okay. Hutoweza kurekodi kama huna cha kuwapea. Niuze sura nione kama watainunua. Si rahisi kwenye runinga na redio zote nivume. Si rahisi.
Hey, na sio rahisi kuimba namna hiyo. I'll not even attempt. Hata watu wamesema ya kwamba sauti imeoga. Iko sawa kabisa. Nadia, thank you so much for joining us this morning and just letting us know your musical journey, and we wish you all the best. What are you planning to do with your finance? Are you going to become a musician, or would you also pursue finance?
Maybe start a company from my experience.
It's not one of those that you're doing and then you'll hand over to your guardian and say, here, this I got for you.
I mean, it's also good to have education because, you know, I'm doing music, finances, starting companies later on. So I think it's good.
We wish you all the best. Nadia, thank you for joining us this morning. And that's where we wind up Morning Express this morning at 10 minutes to 9. Now, just a quick reminder that from next week, Morning Express starts at 6 a.m. and not at 5 a.m. as before. So from next week, we start at 6 a.m. all the way till 9 a.m., not at 5 a.m. like we did before. But from a very, very dedicated and committed team that works behind the scenes, from the directors to the producers to the cameramen to all those that help to add value to this program. We say thank you for watching Morning Express and wish you a fantastic and a great weekend. Do take care of yourselves and each other. From us, we say goodbye and God bless.